John's been trying to get me to write fan fiction for, like, ever. Alright, now that we've Gregory brothered this up, I have to admit, I've watched the other videos, like, 4 times, and I have no idea what's going on in the story, so I don't know how to continue it. So let's wake John up. See his little chipotle face? Well, you can't see it. It's like 9 a.m. by him. I don't care. He's not picking up. He knows it's me. He knows I'm trying to call him about, the fanfiction.
Hey, you reached John Noe. I'm not available to take your call. Leave me a voicemail after the beep.
John, it's Melissa, and I'm trying to do the fanfiction thing, and I need you to explain the story, because I'm not following. There's something about the room requirement, and Neville got a kiss, and that's always good in my book. And I know there's Mary Sue Snape, and there's a lot of Harry Potter musical references, and that's it. Which actually makes it one of the more cohesive fan fictions I've read. But okay, I was hoping you can help me. I guess not. All right, I guess we're just gonna have to do this. Okay, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever written in 4 minutes, so enjoy. We last left the guys. Mary Sue Snape was off to talk about something important with her uncle, Snape. Ginny had turned the room of requirement into a dance club. Everyone was hitting on Neville. And during Total Eclipse of the Heart, Neville got his first kiss with Hannah Abbott. And suddenly Neville thought, I'm awesome. I have the power. It's like I'm living in a powder keg and giving off sparks. This is ridiculous. And he pushed back from Hannah and grabbed her shoulders. Hannah, he said, I've got it. I know how to use the room to help Harry, to help defeat Voldemort. But Hannah cut him off. She was still all woe from her kiss. It was like once upon a time she was falling in love, and now she was only falling apart. She's like, Neville, I really need you tonight. Turn around, Bright Eyes. And Neville was about to answer her when the door to the room of requirement burst open again. Ginny swore loudly as Draco Malfoy sauntered into the space. Did someone say Draco Malfoy? He said. No, everyone answered. Oh well, I'm here anyway. How did you get in, Malfoy? Neville asked. I specifically told the room, no blonde Slytherin Oh, said Draco, looking suddenly ashamed. He ran a hand through his hair. You did you? Well, I guess you're not as wonderful as you think, But Ginny had started to walk towards Draco, and she peered at him. You dye your hair, she said, pointing. You do! There's roots! You're a bottle blonde! I knew it! That's why the room let you in! I do not, said Draco. Do too! The first years gathered around and everybody started laughing and pointing at Draco, who was turning all bright red, and Neville said, yeah, this is just like my first year. That's more like it. He had just joined in the laughter when the door opened again, and in came Mary Sue Snape, followed by her glowering uncle. Mary Sue, Neville shouted at his total wit's end. How did you get in here? I know the room wasn't supposed to let you in. Oh, please, my name is Mary Sue. Don't you know anything? Don't you read fanfiction? I know how to do everything. Room of requirements bow before me. I know the anti-room of requirements spell. I can find them anywhere, and I can get them to do anything they want me to do, even if you told them to do it, Neville. Neville slapped himself on the forehead. He had forgotten the Mary Sue loophole. So what do you want, Mary Sue? We're all just having a good time in here. Can't you leave us alone? Yeah, said Hannah, finally having woken from her kiss and going forward to grab her Neville. On one condition, I'll leave, said Mary Sue, walking forward towards Neville as well. Snape, meanwhile, was standing behind her, glowering and trying to get out of the flashing lights of the disco ball. Neville comes with me, said Mary Sue. What? Hannah roared. You can't have Neville. He's mine. We'll never be wrong together. Mary Sue cackled and wove her long fingers into Neville's jumper. Oh, please. Your love is like a shadow. Uncle Snape has even agreed not to expel anybody for using this room as long as I get to bring Neville with me. Snape twitched a lip in disgust. What can I do? He snarled. She's my long-lost niece who's beautiful and perfect at everything, and even I am susceptible to her charms. But Neville had had enough. He is, after all, the man. He asked the room for one last gift, and as a time-turner appeared in his hand, and he spun it, and Draco and Snape and Mary Sue disappeared in howling winds of fury. Neville thought to himself, now I know. Now I know not to use the room of requirement for anything but helping Harry, Ron, and Hermione defeat Voldemort. Neville knew that this time he'd be specific, and he'd be able to keep unwanted people like that loathsome Mary Sue out of the room of requirement, and that when it came time for Harry to return to Hogwarts, the room of requirement would be there to help him. He'd use it for good, not just for dance parties, and he'd start right away as soon as he went and found Hannah. The end! That was fun and ridiculous. Bye.
Oh, oh.